Yo. Today, not only did we take one of the most A+ models I've seen all year, but we also missed out on a loss. Okay. Sorry for all the noise. I need to readjust. Okay. So basically, the trade we missed out on, or not missed out on, but we avoided, because it was a losing trade, was right here. Excuse me. This 1 minute IFG right there. So firstly, I'm going to get into this trade, of course, how I avoided it, and then I'll get into this 5 minute IFG that I took. It feels really good to finally catch a win after just getting so many break evens and losses. Like, I feel like, dude, the start of this year was not too great for me. Maybe things are clearing out, so we'll see how that goes. But anyways, let's get into the trade recap. So starting off, maybe we start off. Actually, I'm gonna go to 9 o'clock. So looking at the 15 minute, I'm already seeing something I don't like. Right when I came to the charts, something I did not like. So you can see NQ took out London and took out London high, took out London low, but we left Asia open. Now, yes, we didn't leave Asia open. We took Asia, so we have an SMT there, but we also left London open. So it's like a how do I even describe that? Like, put it into a this is perfect example here. So it's like, put these side by side. So we took the low out here, but we didn't here, and then we took the high out here, but we didn't here. I don't think I needed to mark all that shit up just to say that. What? Anyways, yeah, if we look at NQ, we have the SMT there. The high. Let me remove this. The higher time frame looks extremely bullish. Okay, just starting off on the 4 hour, we inverse this gap here, respected this gap here, inverse this gap here as well. Very clear, obvious buy side target right there. If we look on the hourly a little bit, scaling down a little bit, we have even more PD rate respects. We respect this gap here, inverse here, respect this gap here, inverse here, respect this gap here, inverse here. Then we dip down lower, respect this gap here, inverse these gaps here. It's just very obvious that we are, in a bull run here, right? Now we do have an SMT right here at this high. Why do I not care about this? Well, for one, I mean, we got that, what is this, like last week? And really nothing happened, right? Wait, was that last week? I don't know. Yeah, it should be, but we got the SMT there, and we just pushed past it. So obviously this is not a significant SMT, and yeah, that pretty much confirms that we should be running up to this high here. So that's pretty much the bias that I had. Also, apologies for me watching this in the future because, dude, I'm so tired. It's so late. I should not be doing this recap this late, but I gotta do it. So yeah, let's get it over with. But I feel kind of slow right now. Yeah, anyways, I was expecting this 15 minute to inverse, and then we get like a continuation off market open towards the highs, because of course, I mean, I don't like this 15 minute condition, or not condition, but this 15 minute structure here. The hourly and 4 hour, I really love that. Okay, looked amazing. Just this 15 minute structure does not look too good. So ideally, what I was looking forward to was market open, we inverse this gap here, and then we just get a retracement to the 5 or 15 minute. Don't even think we had a 5 minute. Yeah, this looks so ugly. We didn't even have a 5 minute, but yep, all I wanted was just a retrace, and then boom. So let's go ahead and mark this out and go on 1 minute. Let's see. So hit the 5 minute and off market open. I really did contemplate. Well, not contemplate, because there's nothing to contemplate, but I don't know what it was. I forgot exactly because I completely forgot about this moment in the market. But there was no 15 second, no 30 second, no nothing to take here. And even if there was, I would not feel confident. Actually, I would. I don't know. It depends. But I mean, there's nothing to take here, and then after that happened, we just have, dude, a wick fest here. Like, what the fuck is this? Oh my gosh, this looks insane. But anyways, we make equal highs up here. So, wait. Did I mark this right? I marked this wrong like a dumbass. There we go. So actually, this is what made it. Okay, yeah. Get back to this. So we do not have equal highs up here. All we have is, I mean, we have previous day high, which is inside of an hourly. We have the daily high right here, which is not a bad target. It's a pretty good target. But I mean, going along off this, just really risky in my opinion. So I don't, even if there was a 30 or a 15 second, I doubt that I would have taken it here. But we do end up making equal highs up here, which is also a market open high right there, 931 candle. And then we end up tapping lower into this 15-minute, and I'm not really looking for continuations. This looks really ugly. So just kind of have it set in my mind that I'm really probably not going to trade anymore, but end up running lower, taking out the sell side. And one thing I noticed is that we take Asia. Okay, we take Asia, we sweep this low, not resweep, sorry. We sweep this low here, and we have an SMT at this low. Both these lows, actually. And if I check on the each and every time frame, we have a 5-minute gap right there. Okay, we tapped into that. This 15-minute gap right there. We also have a 30-minute gap right here, an hourly, and a 4-hour. So we tap into every single gap known to mankind, right? And I mean, this looks really clean. We have a 5-minute up here. Right there, we have an untapped 2-minute up there, an untapped 3-minute up there. This 5-minute was not yet formed at the time of entry, so we would have, let's see, actually let me get to the entry. So here's the entry right here. As you can see, we need like a minute or two before the 5-minute gets formed, but you know, that's perfectly, I feel like this is, I don't know, like we need 1 more minute. We literally need 1 more minute for this gap to form at the time of entry. So this 5-minute was definitely a valid break-even point. If not, then this 2 or 3 minute definitely was a valid break-even point. Targeting these highs up here because, of course, we're bullish on the higher time frame. Now, I'm not going to target all the way up to this buy side. That's way too much in my opinion. So these are very reasonable targets. Honestly, these equal highs right there is the perfect target. Now, this does look pretty good. Okay, looking at this looks really good. We have the SMT, the liquidity sweep, the fair value gap is being backed, and then of course the highest time frame or the higher time frame is bullish, which aligns with this the bias for this trade. So everything aligns. However, one thing that catches me off guard, right? It doesn't catch me off guard, but arouses my suspicion is this. So ES actually, so since we have the SMT there, what I'm expecting is for ES to hold this 15-minute and get continuations to the upside while NQ runs up off that reversal. But ES actually inverses these two 15 minutes, which is something you don't really want to see, right? But I mean, we do re-tap into this gap here and reject off of it, so you know, it's not too off-putting for me. I'm still open to take a long here, but it's not until I see this, okay? ES does not inverse this. We have no momentum here. Absolutely nothing, okay? Mind you, NQ already inversed this. And so what I was telling myself was, because also another thing that I noticed was we had a 30-second around right here that we tapped into that did not get inversed, which typically I would not care. Most of the times, actually, I would not care for that because we inversed the 1 minute, which is the highest time frame. So this 30-second doesn't really, concern me too much. But considering that ES held this, in order for me to take this trade, since I'm not taking this because ES has yet to inverse that gap, is I want to see ES inverse this, and also, simultaneously I want to see NQ inverse this 30-second here on the left. You can't see it now, but That's the only way I would have taken along here. Of course, if we hit the 5 minute by then it's just completely invalid. But if we get that entry that with those conditions that I just put out there or said, would have definitely taken this. And yeah, fortunately for me, because it's lost anyways, we didn't get that model. Okay, did not. Let me bring this back. You can see ES is holding like a motherfucker, bro. Oh my goodness, this is holding like crazy. NQ ends up running lower. We resweep this low time frame low, essential, making another SMT right there. So we have a double SMT, not only with this low, but with this recent low from like 5 minutes ago as well. Now right here, NQ gives a 30-second IFEG. So I mean, technically this is a long here. You can target this unfilled 5 minute, or it could have been way higher if you target all the way up there. But the reason why this was invalid to me was because, for one, this setup just failed, right? This setup literally just failed in front of our eyes. So why would we take an even riskier setup here? The only good thing about this is we have an extra SMT, we reswept the low, and we have this untapped 15-minute fair value gap right here that we just tapped into, which, you know, it all aligns well, but ES has yet to inverse this gap, okay? And if we just see this reject like 5 times, you know, why the fuck would I take a trade when this shit has still yet to even get inverse? Like, who's to say we don't just run up, tap this, and then go back lower again like we did, you know, previously? So this is definitely not a valid trade for me. But here we actually do get a valid trade, which I did not take. So we inverse that 30-second over here on the left. We have the 5 minute to go break even at, and ES finally inverses this gap with crazy momentum to the upside. I feel like one downside to this, though, is at this point in time, ES taps into this 5 minute, making this, I mean, technically invalid, but if you're using discretion, you could see, I mean, this candle screams bullish, right? This candle screams bullish. So just, I mean, even on ES, even though we tap into this 5 minute, the chances of us just going straight back down are very unlikely, especially with this type of candle. Like, we should just continue to run up, you know what I mean? What the freak? But yeah, so was a valid entry, just didn't really like it personally. Wasn't looking to trade, was looking more for a continuation model, and then saw this 5 minute IFEG end up happening, so took entries right off the 5 minute. Stops was like right there, I don't know, let me see. 1.2, yeah, so my stop loss was right here, just at the end of this 5 minute. Did not want to see, I wanted to give, you know, this trade a bit room to breathe, because I didn't want the 5 minute to form and then we tap back into it, and I get stopped out because I have a tight stop, right? I wanted to give this room to breathe, just in case we really did want to, you know, retrace deep into the 5 minute if we formed it. And, you know, I wouldn't get stopped out, so gave it a bit room to breathe. This is a really good R for me. Risk reward ratio 1.2 R, and targets were equal highs up here, of course. We have the daily high and then previous day high, and then this is our final target. Didn't end up getting hit for the day, but I mean, this is just way too far up to be even considered. I mean, it's still under a 3R, but yeah, this is all I need. And basically, ES, the reason why I also took the 5 minute, despite me not liking 5 minutes, I don't like 5 minute IFEGs, I really don't. But when we have displacement like this is just the most fuck you long ever, bro. Like, this displacement is the perfect displacement you want to see. In ES, I mean, dude, look at this monster of a candle. Very, very close to this London high. And it's also a set of equal highs right there too. So going break even once that gets hit is definitely the move. I think within like 2 minutes we went break even. Possibly even right there off the first minute, break even here, and then expected this to get ran through because we did take our entries during the macro, and yeah, so I was expecting this to get ran through. We end up stalling. Okay, I was gonna trail my stops, but I just kept it at break even because I was just so confident in these equal highs getting hit. Once these equal highs got hit, I would have then trailed, Yeah, we're just stalling, and then I don't know where. Boom. Let me see what time this happened. 10:06. That's strange. During this, like the second half of the macro, prices just chop. I mean, I guess we're just generating liquidity. We make a set of equal highs. We have a very low time frame low resistance here, so that could definitely be the case. We're also, one thing I was kind of nervous about was ES already took out all the, well, where are we at? What the heck? ES took out that previous day high, which is our target on NQ, which what I was really looking for. So if we had taken out equal highs and then did this above equal highs, I most likely either would have trailed or just full TP'd since ES took the previous day high. But but since we still have these equal highs open, this is literally the main reason why I held this trade. Was literally because we left these equal highs open. I was just so confident we would get these, and then boom, after generating all this liquidity, we have a huge candle, huge displacement again to the upside, taking out every single target we have right here. And yeah, that's pretty much the trade recap for the day. Honestly, a really solid day. If I go here, we just chop up. We have a huge down close candle there out of nowhere, and then there's just nothing to look for because all the DOLs were taken. All the sell side DLs were taken, all the buy side DLs were taken. Of course, we still have this up here, but I mean, come on, man, what the fuck are you really gonna take? There's really nothing. We do tap into this 5-minute down here, but there's a huge fair value gap that takes years to get inverse, so nothing there. Obviously chopping, and yeah, that's gonna end it for this recap. Now, just to briefly go over everything here. So yeah, great model on this 1 minute. Looking at NQ, just strictly NQ, it's a very good model. The reason why I was looking at ES was because I did not like the structure here. The structure was a bit off. You know how we have London available on ES, but we don't on NQ and whatnot. So this causes me to really pay attention to what price is doing. I mean, if we had A+, I'm getting a call right now. Hold on. Why am I getting a call this late? I'm gonna try to hurry this up. But yeah, basically, what the fuck was I saying, man? I hate when this shit happens. I keep forgetting. Give me a moment. So yeah, if we had A+ conditions, like London session highs were available on both assets, and you know everything just like aligned, like A+ structure and everything, then no doubt about it, I would have taken this IFEG here, even if ES didn't inverse it yet. Okay, I would have definitely taken it on NQ, but because I was a little bit skeptical of, for one, the structure, and then for two, how ES was reacting, inversing those 15 minutes and whatnot, that definitely got me, you know, scratching my head and worried about that. So that's why I was paying attention to ES and basing this trade off of ES as well. So that saved me, so I'm very happy about that. And then just not jumping into anything too early. You know, we didn't jump into this 30 seconds, especially considering how this trade played out. We didn't jump into this one, and despite both of them playing out, like I didn't, you know, none of that affected me seeing how they played out. But taking this 5-minute I'm just kind of relieved. Honestly, I haven't, like, I don't like taking 5-minute IFEGs. I really don't. A lot of them fail. But a lot of them are not A+ like this. They're just very mid pattern trade type setup. So maybe that's why I'm thinking of it like that. But dude, this 5-minute was just so clean. I mean, the momentum, everything, the targets, the whole idea of this trade. You know, the reversal point, the SMT, the sweep, all the gaps getting tapped, all the targets above waiting to get hit, the 5-minute displacement, and just everything, bro. This is such a beauty of a trade. I hope this price action continues. I don't want this to end. Price has been so slow for me lately, and yeah, it's gonna end it for this video. And I'm gonna just upload this shit and go to bed. So peace.